Hello everybody, it's Mr. Robbie here, and back in the midnight hour. Well, it's only about 10:30 at night, but it might as well be midnight as far as I'm concerned. You know, I'm just a night owl, and I'm here. So, where to begin? Oh my God. If you haven't seen this information yet, you might have, depending where you are and what you're doing. It has been some week, I think. If you remember, a few days ago, the President of France had to fact-check Trump at a press conference in the Oval Office. Trump didn't like that. And the next day, the Prime Minister of England, of UK, had to fact-check Trump again in the Oval Office at a press conference. So I'm sure that got under his skin, because today he just let out all of his frustrations, all of his anger at being fact-checked and corrected, and he let his bully out today on President Zelenskyy. Take a look at this. This is from our friends at Midas Touch.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influenced.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influenced.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war,
you're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right there.
A shameful moment in American history, a day that will live in infamy, where Donald Trump and J.D. Vance laundered Russian propaganda directly into the Oval Office.
Wow, that was some scene. And there's more. There is so much more. You know, the next 4 years, or just under 4 years, just under 4 years, it's going to be a ride to hell, I think. You know, you wonder, or at least I do anyway, what like peace negotiations and other types of negotiations, how they go on, how they, you know, what goes on in those rooms. You sometimes hear you know, stories from the back rooms, and information like from a skiff. They can't tell you what they saw or what they talked about, or they only, after their meetings, they usually just, come to the microphone in the Capitol or wherever and just give the basic talking points, and just a lot of, blather, BS stuff, but respectful, first of all, informative in a way, usually, not always with substance, or at least the substance that you want to hear. But in this meeting today, there was there was a lot of substance. Talking about being disrespectful. I've seen longer clips, and I'll show you some of them in a minute, but Zelenskyy was very respectful. Trump and J.D. Vance, I can't, I just can't. The next 4 years, I didn't want to do this for 4 years, and I feel really bad that the mainstream media, when they do, if they do, and some of them do, cover all of this kind of BS from Trump, and I'm sure they're not happy to have to do it again for another 4 years after 4 years of normalcy. But it's their job, and I was hoping not to do, well, this is just, I'm not a reporter. I'm just reporting things to you that I see and that I hear. And I do thank the people over at Midas Touch. They do a great job of covering like 24/7. They're just always on the ball. Every time I turn on YouTube, they have a new video, or they got 10 new videos. It's just amazing what they do, and I think they do a great job. And yeah, let's just look a little bit more at what is going on in the Oval Office.
You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
So J.D. Vance is talking about respect, and what respect is there in that room other than what Zelenskyy is giving? Total respect, not raising his voice in anger, perhaps in frustration a bit, but not in anger, as Trump and the couch boy have done. You know, respect, I guess they haven't learned this, but respect is earned. It's not just given because you say you want respect or you demand respect. Respect has to be earned. And talking about a propaganda tour, my God, every rally that Trump has ever is a propaganda tour. It's just what it is. It's propaganda tour. Everything that comes out of his mouth is either from his own psychotic mind, or they are Russian talking points, whatever they are. He has no clear thoughts of his own. We know that because he can't put a sentence together, and he talks in circles, and he doesn't answer a question. So propaganda is Trump's bread and butter.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position
this
to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
You will
good.
feel influenced.
We're going to feel very good and very
You
strong.
will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From
it.
the very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a good
Brown,
position.
I
You don't
was
have
in
the cards right now. With us, you start
I'm
having
not playing
cards.
cards.
But right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
Yeah, you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War
What do you-
III.
what do you
You're
speak about?
gambling with
What do you
World
speak
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
It's
with
back
all
to
respect to
you.
your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
I'm very
they
respect.
should have.
Can you believe this schmuck, this orange turd, the way he talks to people, Again, he talks about respect. You don't give any respect. He sounds like a bad imitation of Rodney Dangerfield, really. They both wear, well, Rodney wore a red tie, always a red tie. Trump also. My God. You know, it makes me very, very, very angry to see this type of thing going on. And okay, if it was done in private, of course, we wouldn't know, of course. But to do it in public and to see what he is really like I said earlier, I think he took his anger out this week after being, fact-checked several times by presidents and prime ministers, and he just had to let his demon out. He had to let his bipolar out. I think he had to let his bully out. I think, and he put it. He let it out on a weak, well, a country made weak now by Trump. They talk about the playing cards with gambling on World War III. Well, I don't think he's the one who's. I think Zelenskyy is not the one who's gambling with World War III.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
No, in this
Even
entire
today.
meeting, you said thank you.
Even today.
Everything with Trump and now JD Couchboy, everything with these guys is a transaction. You have to bow down, kiss my ring, pay me money, pay fealty to me, say thank you, give me respect. Everything is a transaction. JD asks, have you ever even said thank you? Have you said, and Zelenskyy says, yes, even today I said thank you. And there is proof of that. Before that despicable, embarrassingly despicable Oval Office meeting, Zelenskyy met with other politicians, and he did say thank you multiple times. He gave his heartfelt thanks.
I want to fact check J.D. Vance because he has, frankly, since the election victory, he's had access to the best intelligence in the world. He lied about Zelenskyy not thanking the American people. Here is that message of gratitude.
I thank every American family which cherishes the warmth of its home and wishes the same warmth to other people. I thank President Biden and both parties at the Senate and the House for your invaluable assistance. I thank your cities and your citizens who supported Ukraine this year, who hosted our Ukrainians, our people, who waved our national flags, who acted to help us. Thank you all, from everyone who is now at the front line, from everyone who is evading victory.
Again, before the disinformation from J.D. Vance in the Oval Office spreads too far around the world, let me fact check some of that as well. Zelenskyy did not talk the United States of America into spending $350 billion. That is inaccurate. The overall U.S. response to the war in Ukraine has totaled $183 billion from Russia's full-scale invasion, and that is a figure through September 30th. That includes $46.5 billion for increased U.S. military activity in Europe. The United States has not spent $200 billion more than Europe. That's another lie today told to an American ally. That is inaccurate. The United States has allocated $18 billion less for Ukraine than the total allotted by European donors between February of 2022 and December of 2024.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Happy to see you. We know each other. It's not the first meeting, and I'm very proud that Ukraine has such big strategic, even not only partner, friend like the United States. So we are very thankful for this.
So there you have it. Proof that he actually did say thank you multiple times that same day. And of course, it wasn't the first time he thanked the United States for being friends and partners and helping them. So, of course, with Vance and Trump, like I said, it's transactional. Everything with them is transactional. They demand respect. They demand thank yous. They demand this. They demand that. During this thing, Trump, again, was litigating about Hunter Biden and President Biden and laptops and Russia, and again heaping lots of praise on Putin and Russia, and saying, oh, he went through a terrible thing with all of this Russia, and it's all Hunter Biden, and in his bedroom, Hunter Biden's bedroom, and they've taken millions of dollars, and it's just incredible and embarrassing. And I absolutely hate this guy. And of course, I hate what he's done to the country, what he's doing to the country, what he's doing to the relationships that the United States has with other countries. Oh yeah, he's saying that if we don't get the tariffs from the other countries, we're going to be a laughingstock. That the United States was a laughingstock during the Obama and Biden presidencies. And he says things like, if we don't get the tariffs, we're going to be a laughingstock. We are a laughingstock. That's what he says. You know, we are a laughingstock only because of him. If you think back to how in his first term, I can't even believe I'm saying this and thinking about that this is the second time around, when he went to the EU, and when he spoke to United Nations and at the EU, and he pushed his way through all of the other dignitaries to get to the front of the crowd to get his picture taken or whatever the fuck that was, and his speech at the United Nations where everybody laughed at him, and he thought they were laughing with him, that he told a joke, except he doesn't realize that he's the joke, and the way he treated the Queen, just disrespect all around, and he doesn't deserve respect from anybody, no matter how much he raises his voice and threatens this and that and the other. He deserves no respect ever. So I thank you very much for sitting through this with me. I've watched these clips many times, and I know that there's a lot more that I didn't show you. Please go over to Midas Touch or any other place, and you'll see the clips. I'm sure by now they're all over the internet, but I recommend Midas Touch if you want what they say, what Fox likes to say is a fair and balanced report. Now, I've said many times, and I'll say it again, I'm not a news reporter, I'm not a political analyst, I'm not a journalist, I've never claimed to be any of those things. I'm just a guy with a camera, a microphone, and sometimes something to say, and it looks like I might be having a lot to say in the next 4 years. Like I said, it's going to get worse, and I appreciate all of you coming by here and spending time, a few minutes a day perhaps, watching my videos. It means a lot to me. I do hope you'll come back. I hope if you haven't subscribed, please do, and please share my videos, any of them, to anyone you want. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Smash the bell, as the kids say, so you get notified of a new video, because I don't always do a video every day. Sometimes there's only 1 or 2 a week. And and comment. I'd love to hear your comments about anything. Please take a moment to share your thoughts if you have any. So thanks again for watching. This is Mr. Robbie. You'll see me later.